Greetings to you. This is Michelle Strickland, and this is Kicking It on the Chase with Chelle. This is a show that I'm trying to promote for adults to come on live and be able to talk back and forth. I want us to build a community where we can discuss any topics that we want to discuss in a clean manner. I'm discussing right now. I'm giving dating tips, suggestions, and giving you ideas to be able to use to date somebody in a clean way where you don't compromise your integrity for doing so. Thanks for showing up. I'm Chelle. This is a really new channel, and I'm opening this channel up for adults to be able to talk back and forth with each other and be able to share resources with each other. Maybe somebody in your area can get some information that can help them. Right now I'm talking about dating tips a little bit for single folks, but this channel is also going to be open for adults to talk about things that they deal with in the family. If you have issues that you want to talk about, parenting issues and things of that sort, I want to open up the opportunity for us to be able to talk back and forth. At some point, once I get the community built up, I want it to expand into opportunities where I can invite corporate, sponsors so that we can have opportunities, through corporate sponsorships for different things. At some point, when some of the other things that I'm building, I will want to connect to this channel so that we can, build an opportunity for all of us to be able to give back to the poor. So the only thing that I'm really talking about right now, because I don't have a whole lot of folks on here, I'm just talking about some basic dating tips and ways that we can date in a clean manner. So right now I'm just going to kind of go over some ways to use physical touch without it being inappropriate, like handshaking and high fives. If you begin with friendly gestures like handshakes or high fives, this is a casual way, and it can be a non-invasive way to convey warmth and openness. Hugs, I want you to be careful with that, but as the connection deepens, consider offering hugs when greeting or saying goodbye. Engage the response to ensure that the person that you're dating is comfortable with the physical contact. Arm grazes and shoulder touches, be careful with that, but lightly touch their arm or their shoulder, during a moment of laughter or agreement. That signals camaraderie and comfort. Sitting side by side is a good way to kind of get close to somebody that you're dating. And it opt for activities too that naturally facilitate physical contact and closeness. Complementing physical features, find a way to kind of smooth into something like that naturally. Let's see, dancing, that's an opportunity to invite your date to dance. It's a fun way to connect physically without crossing any boundaries. Hand holding, when the time is right, reach out for their hand while walking together. These gestures, it's an opportunity for you to show some sort of affection without it being maybe compromising your integrity. And then I'm going to give you some tips on some intimacy tips for dating, where you don't, cross over any boundaries and where people, don't become too uncomfortable. One thing some of the things that is very important is active listening and showing empathy. Engage in active listening to truly understand your partner's thoughts, feelings, and experiences. Show empathy by acknowledging their emotions. Really listen to the person that you're talking to. And this kind of parrot back what you hear them saying, so they know that you're listening to whatever it is they're saying. Open and honest communication is very important. Communicate openly about your desires and your boundaries and your expectations. Be honest about your feelings, even when they might be uncomfortable. I think that's very important. Let people know where you're at so they know how to move, when they're dealing with you. Shared activities and hobbies. Discover common interests and engage in activities that both parties enjoy. This creates opportunities for shared experiences and quality time together. The benefits of it is the shared activities build a sense of companionship and it creates lasting memories. They promote a sense of unity and mutual understanding, which is vital, for a strong bond. Physical affection and intimacy. I want you to be careful with that, especially when you're getting to know each other, because some people aren't on the same, they may not be where you're at, so just be careful with the physical intimacy. But you can show affection through gestures like hugs and kisses and cuddling, but be careful with the kisses and the cuddling thing. Gradually progress physical intimacy at a pace comfortable for both partners. The benefits is that physical touch it can create a bonding between the two of you. But just like I said, when you're dating someone, just be real careful with that and just kind of work your way into something like that. Don't go over the top or overboard because people may not be comfortable with that. So just kind of work your way into that. Respect for independence. It's important. The person that you're dating had a life before you met them, so be respectful of the things that they were doing before you met. You may not want to try to stop people for getting away with people doing the things that they like to do. Now, if you're discussing different things with folks and you find that some of their hobbies and activities aren't something that you really approve of, that might not be the person for you if that's something that the other person really enjoys doing, and it's not anything that's illegal or anything like that. So that might be something you might want to think about. Be authentic, be yourself when you're dating somebody. Don't pretend to be something you're not. Communication is a key. Listen actively and express yourself honestly. Set realistic expectations. Understand that not every date will lead to a long-term relationship. It just doesn't work like that. Sometimes it takes time sometimes, to get to know someone. You can think that things are going okay, but sometimes things just fizzle out. And so just be aware of that. As we're all adults. So just be ready to deal with those emotions too, Stay positive, especially when you dating somebody. Try not to be negative, because that's kind of a turn off, when you're with someone and there's all they're focusing on is negative stuff. Try to stay positive, when you're dating someone. Take care of yourself. Prioritize your self-care and personal well-being. It's important that we take care of ourselves. As we grow older, we don't allow yourself to fall apart. Take care of yourself even as you grow older. You want to be sort of at least physically appealing. So just take care of yourself. Plus, you want to be healthy and feel good about yourself. So don't neglect your self-care. Don't rush things. Let the relationship develop naturally. You could be really into somebody, but if you just keep at them and stuff and just disturb them all the time, that could turn them off and run them away. So just, if you're interested in somebody and appears as though the situation is mutual, just take your time at it, get to know each other, don't rush anything. Being respectful, that's important. Treat others with kindness and respect regardless of the outcome. Be respectable. It's you want to be respectable. I mean, that's pretty basic. Learn from your past mistakes and experiences when you're dating and dealing with people. If you know that you've been in a situation where what you've done didn't pan out too good, kind of learn from that so you don't try to make the same mistakes when you're dealing with somebody, especially if it's somebody you're interested in getting to know this, for long term. Just be careful of that. Be open-minded. Be willing to step out of your comfort zone sometimes. That doesn't mean that you necessarily have to, be that interested in exactly what they're doing, but be willing to at least give it a try. If it's not something that's going to compromise your integrity or put you in danger. Um, Trust your instincts. I can't stress that enough. Listen to your body. And if you're not getting the right vibes and stuff like that, you need to listen to that and reevaluate. What's going on and try to figure out why you're feeling like that. That might not be the person for you, or maybe there's some underlying situation that's going on and you just don't have the right vibe about it. So listen to yourself, listen to your instincts. Learn how to compromise. Sometimes maybe somebody wants to just go for ice cream or something, but you're going to go for coffee. Find a balance. Maybe be willing to compromise, maybe go for coffee. If you don't like coffee, just get some water or get another beverage or something like that. That's just an example. And don't settle. Whatever you do, don't settle with being with someone that you're not really interested in. Just for the sake of being with somebody. That's not fair, because somebody might think that you're more interested in them than you actually really are, and that's not fair to somebody, to lead them on. So don't do stuff like that. Just don't settle for less. I'm not going to settle for less. I happen to be single, and I'm not going to settle for less. If it doesn't seem like or appear as though it's somebody that I want to get to know more, then I'm not going to force myself to get to know them. I'm not going to force myself to continue to be around them either. That's leading people on when when you don't really have an interest in long-term interest in really doing or being with them for the long haul. Stay positive about online dating. Watch online dating, because there's a lot of catfish out here. And catfish is when people pretending to be something they're not. It's a lot of that going on. And for me, if a person can't prove to me who they are, or be willing to do video chats, I won't. I wouldn't be too serious about them. I wouldn't get serious about them or be emotional about them. It's just a waste of time if they can't prove to you who they are. And if you're single, don't feel bad about that. Embrace that, and just learn how to be able to stand yourself. Find things that you can do to keep yourself grounded, and don't be discouraged if you're single. Just but don't settle for less. Just for the sake of having somebody. That's could be miserable too. Don't compare yourself to other people, whatever you do. Just be who you are. Keep a sense of humor. That's very important. Lighten up. Don't be all stiff and stuff when you're dealing with folks. Be willing to laugh a little bit. Try to find some humor in while you're together. Activities and stuff like that you can do. You can go on nature hikes, and now if you're be careful with that when you're first meeting people. Just be real cautious of that. Don't be in isolated places where there's not a whole lot of people when you're first getting to know somebody, because just in case, just to be safe. You can cook a meal together. That can foster togetherness and bring you close too. Visit a museum or an art gallery. Here in my city where I live, they have museums that you can visit for free. I think one of the best museums probably in the world is the Nelson Atka Museum, and you can visit that museum and gallery on the weekends for free, and it's beautiful. It's absolutely elaborate. So you can think about things like that. Sometimes attend a workshop or a class together, in the community. Have lunch in the park, something like that, during the day. You can play board games or card games. A lot of people like to do cards and play board games. That's a way to get to know each other, but have a little bit of fun also. They have farmers markets. You might want to, explore farmers market and just kind of walk around with each other and see how it goes when you're together out in public, stuff like that. Little simple stuff, and it doesn't cost, for these types, a whole lot for these types of things that you do. Volunteer together. I think that's a really good opportunity for you all to get together and do something to give back to the community. I'm really big into giving back. So I definitely volunteer my time, and I devoted the majority of my life to serving humanity. So for me, that's really a big thing. And I pretty much volunteer my time right now doing live videos just to try to encourage people. That's my way of giving back right now. But I plan in the future to do more, getting out in the community, doing more. So I think that's a really wonderful opportunity, especially around holidays, and then they have other things that events that they hold different times of the year. So that's a really good opportunity for people to get to know each other, but also do something to serve humanity. Visit an amusement park or a fair. That's fun. I love fairs. Oh, I like amusement parks too. I used to buy a pass. We have a place here. It's called World of Fun. I used to get a season pass, and I would just go by myself during, and go swimming. They had like the amusement park side, and then they also had the I can't remember what it's called, the water park side of it. And so I'd go to the water park and stuff like that, and just spend the day. That's fun. Once you get to know each other and you feel comfortable, you might want to take day trips to some small community in your area, where you can, kind of walk around in their little downtown area or whatever. Attend live performances like concerts and things of that sort. That's fun. Stargazing, that's fun too. Once you get to know each other, just be careful with that. Once some of these activities you might want to wait on until you get to know somebody, just for safety reasons. So just kind of be careful of that. But that's an opportunity. That's something that they used to do back in the old days, is just sit outside and just look in the sky and just look at the stars and just talk back and forth with each other. But it gave people an opportunity to kind of be intimate. Some people went overboard with it, but just it's a good opportunity for people to just kind of get close, but be adults at night, but in a clean way. Let's see. Sporting activities, depending on whatever your physical abilities are. That's something that you might want to consider. If there's some activities that you can do together, that's cool. Or maybe you can just go to a sporting event. Have a movie marathon. Once you get to know each other, if you feel comfortable, just be together and just watch some movies, stream some movies or something like that, or whatever, CDs or whatever it is that you have. DVDs, not CDs, DVDs or whatever, Blu-rays or whatever it is that you have. You can spend time together just watching movies. Visiting a brewery or winery. Now, some people, you got to watch that, just got to watch that. But that's an opportunity too. You might want to take a Uber or a Lyft or something like that, so that if you do something like that, so you're not both driving home intoxicated or whatever. But that might be something you might want to do, later into your getting to know each other phase. Let's see. Go on a bike ride. If you both like to ride bikes, that's a good way for physical activity, but also, get out and, get some exercise, Explore historic sites and landmarks. That's me. It's fun. I like doing stuff like that. So for me, that's fun. I like to explore. So that's something that I do. Even when I'm by myself, I just try to do stuff during the day whenever I do stuff like that. I'm the kind of person that I like to travel. I haven't traveled so much the past year and a half because I have some things going on here in my community, and I don't want to really leave town right now too much. I want to kind of stay around. So I haven't done a whole lot of traveling, but that's something that I like to do. I like to mountain climb. I'm not, I like to walk and like to do a lot of walking, so I can walk for miles at a time. And so I'm pretty active when it comes to some things. So that's something that's fun. Once you get to know somebody and you feel safe and you feel like you can trust them, have a spa day. To just be careful with that. Just don't go overboard with it, especially if you're wanting this to keep your integrity. So just kind of be careful with that. You can plan a DIY project together. I like to do. There's some things that I like to do too, as far as crafting. So that might be something that you might want to think about doing. But anyway, you're my first person that has actually shown up for chat. I really appreciate that you showed up for me. I really want to build this channel into an opportunity for people to network with each other, and parents to network with each other and share ideas, and I also want for single people to come on and feel comfortable, and maybe they can meet somebody on here in a safe way. And I also want it to become a channel where we can develop opportunities and resources for people who may need, who are in need. That's something that I'm big on. There's some things that I plan to do to give back to humanity. I'm working on some things right now aside from this channel. And so I really want for this channel to be a networking opportunity for all of us to find a way to give back at some point too. But I also want it to be an opportunity for the adults to be able to get together and just talk back and forth with each other about what's happening in our community. It doesn't have to be, anything that's real high level intellectual type of stuff, just chatting back and forth about whatever's going on, so I just really appreciate that you took the time to spend with me today. I'm not going to stay on here long. Once I get people coming in the chat and participating, I really won't be reading from a lot of these sheets that I have. I'll just be wanting to talk back and forth with y'all. So I'm not going to keep you. I really appreciate that you took the time out to share your time with me. My channel was very new. It's about 3.5 months old, going into 4 months. So it's very new. So you're my first person, and I really appreciate that you took your time out on a Saturday to spend with me. And I just hope that you'll come back and continue to participate and help me to continue to build this channel into something that's going to be a benefit to us all. I want you to have a good day. Thank you so much. I appreciate you.